What's going on, everyone? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the debut album from the band Absvrdist, entitled Illusory. This is self-released. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of San Antonio, Texas, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very blackened, bleak style of grindcore, mixed with some elements of hardcore punk and some crust thrown in there too. I first got introduced to this band I want to say maybe about a few months ago, by a good friend of mine, Robbie, aka Mr. Splatterplatter. He brought this band to my attention and told me that this band happened to be from my hometown. And I was like, what the hell? How come I haven't heard this band sooner? So, from the few songs that I listened to from this band, I was absolutely blown away. And I was more blown away at the fact that this album happens to feature a guy by the name of Lyle Cooper, who is the current drummer for The Faceless. And apparently he lives here too, which is something I had no idea about. So that was pretty interesting. So I heard the few songs, and then I found out about their Bandcamp page, and I decided to listen to this full album. I've given it a lot of listens, and just going to run down some of my thoughts on it real quick. It's 15 tracks, and it runs around 26 minutes in length, which is an appropriate time length for a grindcore album, I would say. Most songs range from about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You get those few 30-second bursts, but overall, every song on here gets its point across, straight up to the point. And the first thing you'll notice about this record is the fact that for it being such bleak and gritty grindcore, it sounds absolutely clear. It sounds very good. This album has a very professional quality to it. Not professional to the point where it's overly glossy, but still the way this album is mixed and mastered, it just sounds great. Every instrument sounds great to the best of its ability, and the production on here is really a key factor in this album. And musically, it's just relentless. The guitars on here have a lot of great solid riffs to them, almost dissonant and distorted in a way, very heavy and chaotic. This is where I guess you could say maybe the black metal influence of this band comes around, because you do have those really kind of crazy, chaotic kind of chords, but still, I would say this verges towards more of a hardcore style of sound, maybe blackened hardcore maybe, but that's just me, that's just what I'm hearing. The guitars do very well here, and the same can be said for the bass. The bass has a very gritty, audible tone throughout this entire record. It's just crackling, it's heavy, very bassy, very well mixed, very well produced. I love the way that the bass is on this record. Not overpowering, it just blends in just right. I love that about the bass on here. Drum-wise, you're going to get a lot of variation with the drums, mainly your fast grindcore style of blast beats and double bass. You'll get your rolls and fills. They sound very good. The kick and snare sound great. The tom cymbals sound good. Even to the more subdued, slower moments. Even to the instrumental tracks. I want to say on the track Brood, you definitely get that slower kind of subdued kind of mentality with this album. And that's a great instrumental track. To the even more faster tracks like First World Problems and Shidiot. Some great drum work on those songs. And the vocals, there's an almost frenetic kind of urgency in the vocals. The vocals sound very depraved, angry, just pissed off. Just straight up pissed off vocals, high shouted growls, good screams. There's a lot of great variation with the vocals. They sound awesome here. And if this is really a sign of things to come from this band, then maybe we're going to have a grindcore band to definitely be on the lookout for in the future. I know that this album was only made with 2 people, but apparently they're trying to get a full lineup intact, and just to hear a band with a full lineup will sound even more menacing and monstrous. So overall, if you happen to be a fan of bands like Rotten Sound, Nasum, Misery Index, This band is definitely the band for you, and if you're a grindcore fan, give this a listen. If you're into just really chaotic kind of grindcore, they call it sad grind, but I think this is absolutely fantastic debut. Definitely support this band. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would have to say the first couple of tracks, Repulsive, Exposure. I like Logical Conclusion, Amongst Humans, and the longest song on here, which is Absvrdists. Great track. I'm going to leave you a link to their Bandcamp where you can stream this album, hear it for yourself, be your own judge, buy it digitally. Also, there's a link to their Facebook there. You can contact the band directly for physical copies. I know they have digipacks available, made, ready to be bought. I hope to be on that list soon. So again, the album is Illusory by Absvrdist. This is self-released. Support this band, and this gets an 8.5 out of 10. Very, very impressive grindcore, and definitely right up there as one of the best grind releases of this year. So support Absvrdist. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.